What's going on, Lego Maniacs? It's Ty, the Lego guy here, and welcome to another episode of Ty's Talks. This is episode 18, and you guys had a lot of great questions, including my favorite Brickheadz set, top 5 baseplate or raised baseplate sets in my opinion, my favorite Lego Star Wars game, along with a bunch of other good questions. And again, guys, if you have questions for next Ty's Talks, just leave them in the comments and we'll get to them in episode 19. So we're moving right along with them. But anyways, this one should get interesting, but enough talk. Let's get right into it. And our first question comes to us from KB Lego Productions, and he asks, do you have any collections other than Lego? So if you guys have been watching this channel, you probably already know this. I love to collect replica weapons. That's another big thing I like to collect besides Lego. Lego's probably my favorite, as well as video games. Like, I'm actually quite into collecting different consoles, different games. Like, it spans all the way from an SNES to a PS4, right? And yeah, I just love collecting them. I don't really have a favorite gaming console. I kind of like them all. You know, there's a lot of different games I like Crash Bandicoot, Mario Kart, Super Smash, Uncharted. But yeah, that's probably my other big collection. I think I have 11 or 12 different consoles, and hopefully one day I can own them all. Mr. Blue asks, what Lego theme you don't like? So I've answered this sort of before in the past, but the top 3 I'd say I don't like are Fabuland, Galador, and Jack Stone. I think that those are all not the greatest themes. The builds too aren't very good. The minifigs aren't good. Galador doesn't even really get minifigs. So yeah, those 3 probably take the cake. WGJL says, what is your favorite Lego Brickheadz set? So there's a number of really good ones, but I'm probably gonna go with the Mandalorian and the Child Brickheadz set. That combo is just awesome. I think it just looks really, really good on a shelf. I actually have it next to my Slave one, along with my Boba Fett bust. And that by far probably is my favorite one. I mean, I like the Darth Vader one, the Stormtrooper one, the Boba Fett one, the Luke and Yoda one. That one's actually pretty good as well. But if I'm being honest, the one I'm gonna go with is the Mandalorian and the Child. I just think that that's a great Brickheadz. CT Broxy asks, which lightsaber hilt from Star Wars is your favorite? So I had a number of different hilts that I was kind of thinking about, but I'm gonna go with the very first lightsaber we ever see from Star Wars, being Anakin Skywalker's. When that lightsaber lights up and it's a more elegant weapon from a more civilized age, I love that scene. That might have some influence on why I like that lightsaber hilt so much, but I just think it looks really cool as well. Other lightsabers that come to mind is I really like Mace Windu's or Darth Vader's, but Anakin Skywalker's or Luke Skywalker's takes the cake. That is definitely my favorite lightsaber hilt. KarmaLink20 says, what are your top 5 raised baseplate sets? So in no particular order, I'm gonna go with the Dragon Fortress from the Adventurer theme, the Knight's Castle, that's set 6090, the Eldorado Fortress, the Amazon Ancient Ruins set from the Adventurer theme as well, and last but not least, the Enchanted Island from the Islander theme. I just think that those are all phenomenal sets, and they really utilize the base plate really well in those sets. Unlike some that are actually good sets, but the base plate's barely utilized, like for instance the Imperial Trading Post set, I still think that that's a really good model. It may be one of my favorite pirate sets ever, but the base plate's not properly utilized in my books. Like, it could be more used, I'd say. So yeah, those are definitely my top 5. Great question. I really had to think about that one. Ryman asks, how many of your friends and family know about your Lego collection hobby? Do you get any interesting responses from them? And this is actually, I had to think about this, and actually quite a few of my friends and family know about it. It's not because I kind of broadcast it, it just, people find out. I mean, a lot of people are nosy by nature, and they find out that you're doing a Lego channel, and for the most part it's been positive. My dad actually he thought it was a great idea. He's like, oh, that'd be awesome. Like, because he knows there's a lot of YouTubers that they can actually do something they really like and make decent money at it. So he thought it was a good idea. Some of my friends think it's a joke, but for the most part they've been positive, and yeah, they encourage me to kind of keep going with it. Good question. I had to think about that one, but for the most part, the responses have been positive. Some have been kind of negative, like, why are you doing that? But most of my friends and family think it's a cool thing. Commander Cody Productions says, if you would live in Star Wars, which character would you fear the most? And would you become a Jedi with the restrictions of not allowed to get married, etc.? And probably Palpatine. He's one of the most powerful Sith Lords. I wouldn't say he's the most powerful that's ever existed, but he's one of the most, and he's the most cunning, which makes him very dangerous. And as far as if I would become a Jedi, even though they have some restrictions like not being allowed to get married, I definitely would become a Jedi. That's what I always dreamed of being when I was a kid. Other kids wanted to be superheroes or Batman or Superman. I wanted to be a Jedi. As far as if I went like Anakin and broke that, command basically they have to not get married, is yet to be seen. That could happen, but I definitely would become a Jedi, and yeah, I try my best to basically be someone who uses his power to do good. And our next number of questions come to us from John, and he asks, favorite DC superhero and villain, favorite Lego modular building, and favorite NHL team. So those are the ones that I chose. My favorite DC characters are Batman and the Joker. Without those two characters, you wouldn't have the DC universe. It wouldn't be what it is. You need them. They're kind of like the core. My favorite modular set is probably going to be the cinema. I really hope one day to own that set. And my favorite NHL team is going to be the Calgary Flames. I'm originally from Calgary, so you got to represent. Even though they haven't won a Stanley Cup in years, they're still my favorite NHL team. Alpha Bricks channel asks, and we're just going to answer them as we read them. Beer or wine? I'm going to go with wine. UCS Falcon or UCS Star Destroyer? Falcon. Shower or a bath? I'm going to go with a shower. Lego Friends or Galador? Friends. The weather climate in Mexico or Canada? I'm going to go with Mexico. May the 4th promo, exclusive minifig or a small set? Definitely going with the exclusive minifig. And Saturday night, watching a movie at home or dancing in the club? We're gonna go with watching a movie. Strange Hermit Crab says, rank Galaxy Squad 2013 Castle and 2015 Pirates from worst to best on how well they fulfill their roles as a space theme, castle theme, and pirates theme respectively. So I'm just gonna rank them from 1 to 10. The 2013 Galaxy Squad I think is maybe an 8. I actually think they did a decent job at it. As far as the 2013 castle theme, that one was maybe one of the weakest castle themes they've made, but it still in my books ranks a 7 out of 10. And as far as the last one, the 2015 pirate sets, they weren't bad, they weren't great. I think that they were the weakest of the pirate themes that we got, but I'd still give it a 7. It's just those themes, they know what they're doing, whether it be space, castle, or pirates, and it's really difficult for Lego to completely mess up on them. Yes, they could be better, but I think that they were definitely decent. And as far as if I like tea or coffee, I'm gonna go with coffee over tea. I do still like tea. And for Nexo Knights, I'm gonna give you a little bit of both. My favorite Nexo Knight set is the Clay's Falcon, and my least favorite Nexo Knight set is the Beastmaster's Chaos Chariot. I just think that set's awful with those heads that are kind of like steering it. Like, what is that supposed to be? Horses? Who even knows, right? Like, they would have actually put futuristic horses in it. It would have probably still been better than those blobby heads. Anyways, I just can't get over how much I dislike that set. Am Vlogs says, hey Ty, are you watching any Disney Plus shows like The Falcon and the Winter Soldier? And which Disney Plus show is your favorite? So I haven't been watching any of those. I've been watching Bad Batch, which I've really been enjoying. And as far as my favorite Disney show goes, it's probably gonna be the Clone Wars. I just absolutely love that TV show. And as far as if we're saying something that's actually been made from Disney, wasn't made, before, like Clone Wars, as much as the season 7 sort of is, the previous ones weren't. I'm gonna go with The Mandalorian. I just love that TV show as well. Definitely go watch it if you guys haven't seen Bad Batch or The Mandalorian or Clone Wars for that matter. They all are like top notch in my books. Jawa says, what is your funniest encounter with a toxic 10-year-old Ninjago fan? So I haven't had the pleasure of running into that, Jawa. I have ran into some toxic Bionicle fans, however, and that's been interesting. But yeah, as far as we go now, I haven't ran into it. Maybe one day I'll get that pleasure to run into that triggered 10-year-old. Vincent says, what's your favorite Star Wars Lego game? And I'm gonna go with the complete saga. Actually, I have a lot of fond memories playing that game with my sister. We actually got it to 100%, and I believe we got all the achievements on the 360. So that's definitely my favorite. Absolutely love that game. by far my favorite Star Wars game for Lego. We'll see if the Skywalker Saga takes the cake, but I'm not sure. I just really like that one. It's an awesome video game. And our last question comes to us from Ninja Aussie, and his question is, what's your favorite store for Lego? I'm gonna be very generic here and simple. I'm gonna go with the Lego store. I absolutely love going to the Lego store. It is actually my favorite store out of any store, if we're being perfectly honest. I just love seeing all those sets together. And yeah, it's a lot of fun to go there. I especially like vlogging and the store, the people that work at the store are like always stopping you and asking you if you need anything. I just think it's kind of funny, but yeah, definitely the Lego store is my favorite place to buy Lego, shocker. But that pretty well does this Q&A. And again, guys, if you have questions for next Ties Talks, just leave them in the comments and we'll get to them in episode 19. You guys come up with a lot of interesting stuff. This was a fun one to do. And if you like the video, leave it a thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, definitely consider subscribing and click that bell so you're notified for any future Q&A episodes. We basically bring one of these out every month and they're interesting. A lot of interesting subjects you guys bring up. But yeah, that's all I got for you again. But thanks again for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.